Hello, this is Myst from Myst Astrology, and welcome to my YouTube channel. I am here on February 6th, 2022, on a Sunday, to share with you all just some updates about what's going on for this month of February astrologically. It's a very powerful month, and we have some really incredible transits here to help us move into the next level of our being, of our existence, and really shift the material realm that we have structured our lives around. And this transformation process is also really working with our emotions. So I'm gonna go deeper into that in this talk today. In the meantime, please subscribe. I plan to share more videos. This is actually my first video of me with my face, and it's not just a screen and my audio recording. I'm actually sitting outside by a lovely tree. The sun is behind my back, so I might, if I move, solar flares there. But yeah, I'm just gonna hop right into it. And right now, the sun is actually conjunct Saturn, and we have three major things that I'm going to bring up for us to look at and really gain an understanding of what's happening right now astrologically, as above, so below. So as we go throughout life and have these interactions and these experiences, we can have more awareness and more understanding of potentially what potentials we can potentially what potentials we can build from this. And instead of meeting life in this frame of it's just happening to me, or oh my gosh, and I feel like a victim to life, we can step into our power with awareness, with knowledge of the stars, with knowledge of the cycles, and consciously create results in our life that are productive, that are meaningful, that we chose to create. And that's what 2022 is all about. 2022 is the year of creation. Twos in numerology, you can look it up if you'd like, but they symbolize in-depth ways of creation, of taking the union of ideas and spirit, or two people to create something. And we have this ability to unify with our soul, with our truth, and affirm it and tell the universe what it is that we are open to receiving and open to therefore creating in our lives. So let me stay on point here. I have a little napkin with my notes for what I'm going to talk about. And first of all, we have the sun conjunct Saturn. That happens on the Aquarius new moon. That was just last week on Monday. I should remember the dates. I don't have the dates written on my napkin, so I apologize. I'm human. That's why we have Google. But it was just last week. And we also have Mars and Venus conjunct. Oh my gosh, Mars and Venus conjunct. When planets are conjunct, that means they're really close to each other. And what happens when planets come really close to each other is that they begin to influence each other. They begin to communicate with each other. They begin to work hand in hand. Sometimes I call it the planetary stew. They make a flavor that's very unique to them being next to each other. And Mars represents our passion, it represents our drive, it represents our ability to take action and do things that we feel empowered to do. It relates to the Aries energy, which, if any of you all are Aries here watching, are naturally motivated to do something, to establish themselves through their actions that they take. So with Mars right next to Venus, Venus is the planet of love. And this isn't just love because you see somebody and they do what you want them to do. Or they're cute as a button, so you're falling in love with them. No, this is a deeper love. This is a love that cannot be drained out. It's abundant, it's eternal, it's resonating from within and all around. It's resonating in the nature and planets when the birds sing. Love has different frequencies and it has different octaves, and in this year of 2022 and moving forward, we are collectively learning about a higher octave of love that's unconditional, that's beyond our ego and what we think it should be, but it's felt deeply. And Venus also represents our relationships. And this isn't just romantic relationships. This is also relationships with our family members. This is relationship with our coworkers. Any sort of dynamic between two people learning to relate to each other. Relationships. Remember that. We are relating to each other in relationships with other people. Venus deals a lot with that. And she also deals with our ability to cultivate abundance. And this isn't just abundance in, oh, I have a ton of money or a ton of friends or a ton of Instagram followers. This is abundance of contentment. And there's, again, kind of going back to this love energy of feeling love at a higher vibration, feeling abundance at a higher vibration than we've ever felt before. Feeling the resources around us in abundance that are beyond what we can quantify, count up. So Venus and Mars together, this drive, this ability to take action, this understanding of relating with others, and raising our heart chakra, our heart vibration of opening up to love, of opening up to abundance in a very unconditional way is being brought up to us. We also have Uranus and Aquarius energies. Uranus is the planet of activations, of awakenings. It's electricity. It relates to the zodiac sign of Aquarius. And if you watched my last video, I highly recommend. Me and my good friend Josie had a very fun, in-depth conversation about the nature of Aquarius energies, which is very related to Uranus. It's very much meant to vibrate in a way that causes us to not only look at things differently, but to recreate how we structure our perspectives, recreate how we structure our lives. It's a unique vibration. It's a scientist. It's an innovator. And when we deal with Uranus energies, when we deal with any planetary energies, these planets aren't telling us what to do. We have free will. We are sovereign. We get to choose what we want to do. But the planets give us portals. They give us access points. They give us clues as to which energies we can embrace to, again, consciously create productive results instead of working against the flow, learning about the flow, swimming with the flow, but swimming to that island that you chose to swim to. That's what I'm here to help you all do by understanding the planets. So those are the three things that I'm going to go even deeper in. So thank you for watching up until this point. We're going to be talking about Sun conjunct Saturn first. And for the new moon, the Sun was conjunct Saturn. And it's going to continue being close to Saturn because Saturn takes some time to move. It has a longer cycle. All the planets move at different paces. The moon can change about every 2 to 3 days. Mercury can change within a month. Venus can change at her own rate. Every planet has their ability to shift and in their momentum. However, Saturn takes a little bit more time. And Saturn, the portal of energies that Saturn can open up for us has a lot to do with learning some very foundational lessons that might even go beyond our current lifetime, lessons that maybe are carried on by generations, lessons that might have showed up when we were children, lessons that we are collectively as humans, sharing Mama Earth, sharing this planet together, are working on so we can establish a more solid foundation. Saturn has a lot to do with the structures in our life as well. So when the sun is right next to this Saturnarian energy, that conjunction, they're making that stew, they're interacting with each other. The sun is really helping us understand the brightness in life, right? There she is, right? Or he, she, whatever we want to call it. We are open to whatever gender is here. But the sun has a lot to do with what illuminates our daily life. It has a lot to do with what illuminates our soul, where we shine and fill the room with confidence. And it has a lot to do with not only our personality and where we feel empowered, but it also has to do with where we go about in our daily life and where themes are shining in our daily life, right? So we wake up, some of us might go to work. That's something that we see and the sun illuminates in our life, themes in work. We might see and illuminate themes with our relationships. We might see and illuminate themes with our personal relationship as well. Where is that light within? How are we opening up that light within? The sun is very much getting a huge dose of conclusions and lessons with Saturn. And what I mean by conclusions is things that were illuminated in our lives on a daily basis might be coming to a closure. The structures in our life on a daily basis might be coming to a closure because Saturn, right next to the sun, is coming and helping us really ground into an understanding of what we have learned up until this point and what is ready to change. Uranus. Like I said, Uranus has a lot to do with awakening. And when we awaken to new information, what are we going to do with it? When we awaken to these lessons, how are we going to take action, Mars, on these lessons? So February is a very powerful month to start off the Lunar New Year for Chinese astrology, Chinese zodiac, more specifically, the year of the tiger. February is a really strong month of getting these lessons in on the things that illuminate our daily life, the things that illuminate our personality, the things that are illuminating from within, and collecting information, observing. Now, I want to remind you all, it's very easy to feel a sense of panic or fear when we awaken to new things within us and awaken to new realizations that could potentially change the structures in our life. And any change requires adaptability. Some of the best species on this planet are the most adaptable species because they can continue to find ways to be grounded and survive and continue about their life despite the changes in their environment or the changes in just their daily surroundings. I guess that is environment. What I'm trying to say here is that we have to embrace this change that is coming with the sun illumination of the lessons, of the information. Saturn has a lot to do with karma. And if any of you all are familiar, I think I just got bit by a little ant. Little ant kisses. But if any of you all are familiar with karma, I'll say it in a more simple way. Our actions create effects, cause and effect. So every decision, every thought we have has an effect. And that's the cool part about being on Earth and being aware of our own thoughts, that we can think of something and do something and create a result. And Saturn deals with looking at the reality of the results, really sitting there and confronting what those results brought to us. And sometimes those results aren't the best. And sometimes those results are satisfactory. You know, that's up to your own judgment. But Saturn is just simply here to give us a realistic look at all of the actions, all of the thoughts, the decisions that we've had up until this point. And again, this could even be generational. This could be beyond our current lifetime. And the sun is illuminating those decisions and really giving us an opportunity to observe and witness. Are these results really creating a foundation or a structure in my life that is promoting love, Venus, that is creating abundance, Venus, that is building positive relationships? Venus energy has a lot to do with ease, with beauty, or with what my friend Josie says is the muse. This elegance and this peaceful way of being. Venus wants to harmonize. Venus relates to Taurus energies, Libras. So if there's any Taurus or Libras here, be sure to let me know and comment how you relate to harmony, how you relate to pleasure and ease in life, because we are all collectively getting a new level of Venus energy, a new octave of that heart chakra energy, a new octave of pleasure and joy, while we're looking at the cause and effects of our lessons with Saturn and our daily life, what illuminates. I love doing this. What illuminates our daily life. We're getting a new look at all of that. And what's really powerful about Venus and her conjunction with Mars, right? I brought that up earlier, is that this Mars energy has this assertion. And in traditional astrology, we consider Mars to be the masculine energy, Venus considered the feminine, but we have both masculine and feminine within us. And right now, Mars is in Capricorn. It's been all about Capricorn since January. And yes, we are in Aquarius season. That means the sun is in the zodiac sign of Aquarius, which I will touch on. But again, watch my most recent video for the Aquarius new moon, because me and Josie go very deep with exploring Aquarius and talking about that. But when these two planets come together in Capricorn, Capricorn's an earth sign. Capricorn is dealing with our ability to have solidity, to have material results, to have confirmations that we can see, that we can feel, that we can witness on a material level. So Mars does really good in Capricorn because Mars is taking action and it's seeing results. It's taking action in a way that it's really driven to solidify something. It's not a wishy-washy placement for Mars. So we are collectively feeling maybe a little bit more than the Venus energies, though Venus is there. She's resonating. She's receptive to the beauty and the love and the muse of life, the harmony of life. But Mars right now is very hot. And Mars is really wanting to take action. Mars is really wanting to assert. It might be a little steamy. It might be a little sensual and wanting to physically exert itself and show that it's concealed a deal and whatever that is, whether that is sexually or with a business goal or vision, or just taking action on goals. Capricorn is the sign of the achiever, the mountain goat that climbs the mountain and puts its hoofs into the crevices and is just so sure that it's going to keep going until it gets to the top. That's what Mars is in right now. So we are climbing this mountain of what it is that we are ready to take action on, what it is that we are ready to cultivate our will. And I just want to remind you all that throughout February, as this Mars energy continues to dance with Venus, and it will do that even in March too, in Aquarius, but I'll touch on that later. But as Mars continues this journey in Capricorn, cultivating will, taking action, it's very important to understand that Saturn is going to remind us of the causes and effects. So being sure that your actions are going to create effects that are truly meaningful to you, effects that are truly meaningful to your heart, to your soul, to the abundance of love within that you are worthy of, that everyone else is worthy of. And as we cultivate our will to take action and go up on our goals, it's important to check in on our mind and to know that our mind is coming from a place that is of wisdom and knowledge and deeper understanding before we take action. Now, I do understand that we are in the year of the tiger. This is Chinese zodiac, and the tiger nature is kind of ready to go. It's moving, it's pouncing. It's not necessarily too hesitant. However, in this process of this sizzling Mars energy, I'm ready to go for my goals. I'm ready to do this. I'm gonna make it happen. I want to connect with that person. I'm gonna see them and they're gonna see me, and all of these driven, passionate ideas that Mars can bring into our lives. Take a moment to see, is our mind centered in our heart, Venus? And if our mind is centered in our heart and a higher understanding, the results that we will consciously create will ultimately be for the highest good of not only ourselves, but also all concerned, because we are all connected in that way. We are all connected through the heart, which is the new octave of Venus that we are beginning to explore. And with this Aquarius energy, right, Mars and Venus are doing this tango in Capricorn. They're going on their goals. And meanwhile, the sun is in Aquarius. Aquarius is very futuristic. It's not trying to do things how things always were done. It wants to experiment with new ideas. It wants to experiment with new methods of living, with new technologies. And I feel at this time, this awakening of being, an experience of a new being, a new identity, getting to know ourselves from a new way, a new perspective. As we go through and look at the results of our actions, we are meeting ourselves in a new way, meeting our hearts in a new way. And I just want to say that Uranus is not a comfortable planet, and we have a lot of Uranian energy. The North Node, which is in Taurus right now, is making a lot of communications with Uranus, and the moon is actually going to move into Taurus tomorrow. So when the moon crosses over all of the degrees of Taurus, it's going to cross over Uranus, because Uranus is in Taurus. If there's any Tauruses here, I'd love to hear your experiences. But there's a lot of change. And Uranus is not supposed to let us feel super comfortable, because it wants us to feel that spark, that electric shock, that little poke to do something different, to think differently. And it might feel like we're in between something here, in between wanting to have solidity and consistency. Taurus deals a lot with consistency and that ability to, it's the bull. The bull is sure-footed, it's steady, it takes its time. And Uranus, it's it's a catalyst. It's chemical. It triggers and it sparks things, and it's very important to our evolution, because if we don't feel moved to change, we won't be able to grow. And that's the truth that I've realized. And if you don't resonate, that's fine. But I found that if we are not able to dramatically change themes in our life, whether that's external themes in our daily life or internal themes about how we perceive ourselves or how we connect to our presence, to our being, we won't be able to continue to survive as a species in a way that is beneficial to us. So Uranus right now and Taurus are really communicating with the nodes. And the north and south nodes are really important parts of what we are striving as a collective, skills, mindsets that we are learning. Say we're in North Node school. The North Node is where we're aiming to understand more. And the North Nodes change about every 2 years, 2.5 years. Just depending on how the transits go. And the North Node's in Taurus, but it's also very much related to Uranian energy, to that spark of change. So 2022 is a year of creating change in our lives, and therefore a year of creating change in the lives of everyone who is in relation, Venus, to us, cause and effect. And with this change being supported by the North Node, I just want to remind us to not give up, to not be intimidated, and to make sure we're connected to our heart as we go through these in-between stages of change that might be a bit uncomfortable. Like the other day, I ended up having to spend the night away from my home. And, you know, I won't go into the details, but that's just an example of something that I didn't see coming. And I'm sure that it was probably the most beneficial thing that I could do to understand more about the value of home in my life. And any sort of themes in any of your all's lives that are triggering you in a bit of an uncomfortable way are just taking you deeper into understanding value around that theme. It's taking you deeper into understanding the lessons that you are ready to integrate and therefore take action on with a higher understanding. Uranus is optimizing energy. Uranus takes what Capricorn, and let me re-describe here. Uranus is related to Aquarius energy. Saturn is related to Capricorn energy. Every planet has a zodiac sign that it relates to. So what happens is Capricorn comes right before Aquarius in the zodiac wheel. And whatever Capricorn has established, that billy goat, sure-footed foundation, cause and effect with Saturn, the decisions it's made, and it's building from there, and it's climbing the mountain. Every footstep that Capricorn takes is its decision to go and achieve whatever vision or goal that it has. And Saturn is the top of that mountain that the billy goat is climbing, and that's the view that the billy goat gets. And we are being asked, do we like the view that we have? Does the view resonate with our heart? Does the view resonate with this higher understanding of abundance, of what we are worthy of, what other people in our lives are worthy of? So, I'm getting excited. I just just ranted there a little bit. But what I was saying is Aquarius comes right after the billy goat. And what Aquarius does is it takes this kind of galactic, it's very futuristic, it's a higher knowledge, it's something that can be a bit foreign from what we have already established on the earth. And it pours, it's the water bearer, it pours wisdom from a higher understanding, kind of similar to Sagittarius energy. However, Sagittarius is more driven to believe in a new reality, and I find that Aquarius has a deep understanding of a new reality. And we are beginning to get that wisdom that the Aquarius sun is pouring into our lives of a higher new optimized version of achievement. The view on the Billy Goat Mountain that Capricorn climbed with this Aquarius energy could be completely different by the end of this month, and definitely by April. As Venus and Mars, as I said earlier, are conjunct in Capricorn, they're going to continue to dance. This is very, very significant in astrology. This does not happen often when Venus and Mars are close together for consecutive months. This is a very special time. And what happens is Venus and Mars are going to be in Aquarius come March. And that energy is going to be moving from this action-oriented, goal-oriented Capricorn I'm building that we're doing now, which is important because we're building the foundation that Aquarius come March is going to allow us to be poured into. A vessel of wisdom is going to be poured into whatever we've built. And it's going to be different. It's going to be something that we chose to innovate. We consciously chose to innovate in our lives. And there's not necessarily some sort of template for it. We have to find that template within our hearts. And this Aquarius energy, again, it's not meant to be familiar. It's not meant to be cozy and comfortable, but it can be deeply valued. It can be deeply seen as a part of our sovereignty, our ability to cultivate our own authority, our self-governance. That's what sovereignty is. You and I, we govern ourselves, and that is okay. That's a beautiful thing, to be in charge of how you deal with your emotions, to be in charge of how you show up in your relationships. And that's what Aquarius energy is going to introduce to us in a very unique way. But for now, we are building on this Capricorn momentum. So all of this to say, and it's been 30 minutes, time can fly when I start talking about astrology. It can really go by. But the focus here is to shed the emotional energy. With Capricorn, we are building and building and building. And in this process, it's time to let go of energies that aren't going to help us align moving forward, and let go of themes, let go of narratives that aren't going to help us align with Venus, with our heart moving forward. Otherwise, we'll have this very sticky, stagnant energy, and we might feel like an inability to make decisions if we don't let go. And again, this is your free will. And what does it mean to let go, right? That's a question to ask yourself. I'm not going to tell you. But it's a time to not give up on the new potentials, the new realities that we are ready to align with, having learned what we've learned, having seen what we've seen, having connected deeper to ourselves and a new understanding of who we are and how we can contribute to our relations, to our daily life, the sun, our goals, our visions, our ambitions, our businesses, our whatever it is that we are cultivating in our life. A new understanding of who we are in relation to that, and who the other people in our lives are. It's important to honor how your energies are feeling. If things are actually harmonious within you when you're in different situations, and if they aren't, take a moment and pay attention. What is this telling you? Is this a situation that's serving you? Or is this a situation that you need to learn something about? Uranus is triggering. Uranus is kind of this like electric, bubbly, like, I'm a little uncomfortable. Like, I'm trying to put my head on this pillow, but I would love to be more. The whole point is to pay attention to the energies every day now. And before you take action, connecting to your heart, so you cultivate results that are going to be beneficial for yourself and for all involved in that process of climbing this Capricorn goat mountain during Aquarius season, during a season of newness and the unknown becoming materialized over time. Everything is in layers in astrology. This isn't just a segmented thing. This is how can I explain it? It's like watercolor. You paint one color and then you paint another, and they might blend into each other. So what are you creating? What are you building right now? And is this aligned with your higher vibration? Check in on yourself. Check in on that Capricorn drive, because that Mars energy is ready to take action. It's ready to do things. And gather up what you've learned so far. As you take these actions, you might have learned a lot about your relationship styles. Venus is very much still a big theme for all of 2022. It's not just going to end. It's an ongoing process. And we are in just such a beautiful position to call in a whole new reality for ourselves. But that ability for that reality to materialize is from us knowing this reality from a very true, valued state, and that place is not outside of us. It's not going to be confirmed outside. It takes time for the external realm to catch up. It starts here, and it starts with having a lot of faith and a lot of belief and a lot of trust and a lot of surrender. You have to release the past to open up to the new. And there's some things in your past that you might have realized just need a little bit of adjusting, and then they're new again. This is unique to everyone. But I do want to say, if you have Leo full moon is on the 16th or the 15th, depending on your location, of February. But if you have Leo, if you have Taurus, if you have Scorpio, especially Scorpio right now, in your chart, wow. This is a very powerful time for you all as well. And everyone has these signs somewhere in their chart. And if you don't understand what I'm saying, please send me a message, go on my website, go on my Instagram, whatever. I have a lot of communication modalities. And ask me how you can learn more about your zodiac and your natal chart. And these energies, they show up uniquely in everyone's chart. But either way, they're going to show up somehow. And they're going to ask us to look at our decisions, to look at where we're at right now, to look at what we've built up so far, and to take action on recreating, on re-innovating from within, re-engineering, getting tools to build ourselves, to remold ourselves as we meet ourselves in that process in a way that we can shine. Oh, cue the sun. Oh, it's still bright. The sun moves. In a way that we shine, in a way that others can shine as well. And we aren't hindering each other, but we are in flow and harmony. And sometimes that does mean drawing boundaries. Sometimes that does mean surrendering. It's very unique depending on where these planets land in your chart. So I think I'm going to close on that. Thank you for watching my first YouTube video with an actual video, I guess. I've been having a lot of fun on here, and I encourage you all to reach out to me if you want to get a one-on-one session and look at these energies in specific to your unique astrological design, because everyone is unique. We are all unique, and we all have a very important role in shining our light in that unique and beautiful way to create more harmony and resonance on this planet. And I'm here for that. I'm here to help you all consciously create and have a lot more awareness of your potentials in this lifetime. And oh yeah, that thing called subscribe. Yeah, do that. Blessings.